What's up, motherfuckers? Welcome back to Riding the Pine. Today I have my brother again, Jesse Backley.
Hello.
Coach Gordon Bombay, and the biggest rat in the league, Kevin Anderson.
Why do you call him a rat?
Because look at him. He looks like a rat. He acts like a rat. He has
He's like a mole. He's like a mole to me.
I've
Like
been
a
called
naked mole
weasel.
rat?
Yeah.
a weasel.
Look at him.
He's
Just
kind of a snake.
underground.
You never know.
Well, Jesse,
He's
you
got
don't know.
glasses.
Jesse,
can't
you don't know the
see.
backdrop story behind my name. Actually, I was rink rat during high school. I was like a
No,
puck
I
slut.
got it.
He was a puck.
Wait,
he was
so
a
you're
puck.
proud to have that name?
I like the name.
It's
rink
not
rat.
necessarily a
Okay.
bad thing. He's just a kid who really liked hockey, who didn't grow up playing it. But he,
Oh, it's past tense. Like I just don't like hockey anymore.
it's not a bad thing. It just means he went to all the games because he liked watching hockey.
No, it's not a bad thing, but people say rink rat. Well, actually, it's not a bad thing at all, I guess. But
Well-
You're just digging yourself deeper here at this
No,
point. You have a gut.
you're
so
still a fucking rat, so fuck off.
He is a rat.
I agree.
Also with us is Joshua Craven, obviously our editor-in-chief.
Yep.
Nothing.
I'm here.
Want to say something?
You have the worst intros out of all four of us. Every week, all you have to say is... Actually, last week you said, sup, ladies. That was pretty good. Anyways, we'll get into our league news.
Like we have any of those?
I need to figure out more words than anyways. That's the only fucking thing I say.
Therefore, however,
Therefore, however...
Coming soon.
Next,
I need to just print out like a list of 20 of
we're
them. and just
going.
going into league news.
Foreshadowing.
nevertheless,
Nevertheless.
Any transition words we just.
Yeah. Red Berenson earns a place in the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame in Nashville. Obviously, that's big news for anyone that's local to here. Everyone knows in southeast Michigan that he's the coach of U of M.
Yeah.
And has been for 33 years. He's a fucking legend around here. If you're from the Midwest and you don't know who Red Berenson is and you like hockey, you're fucked.
Have you ever met him?
No. Have you?
Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Where?
Well, I met him. I went to a Michigan hockey camp.
That's sick.
It was me, Derek, Sulpizio.
What?
I thought you went there. No?
Only Miami
No,
of
we got-
Ohio.
Okay.
A couple times, but...
Well, I went to Miami with you, but yeah, no, it's pretty cool. He's intimidating. He really is.
Yeah.
Is he down to earth?
Oh yeah, he's super nice. Nothing bad about him.
Did he?
But he's just when you see him, he doesn't look nice from afar, but then he's cool.
Yeah.
But he's just an intimidating.
Well, I mean, he's got
person.
that marine high cut all the time.
Like he's just kind of a badass, and he just intimidating. Especially
He
when
does-
you're,
he
I was
does-
12 when I met him, so I'm like, holy fuck, you're like the coach of U of M. Like
Right.
you're a god. But
Right.
same time, I was
Well,
like,
you
I don't
didn't
wanna
mention
fuck
that
up
at
in front of
first. I
him.
mean, yeah, you're pretty young at that age.
Yeah, but I would still be intimidated by him.
Yeah. Did he mention anything about your gut?
No, I did very well that camp, and I got moved up to the 14 under.
Age
Yeah,
group
only
or-
12-year-old who got to move up.
Oh, nice.
Damn.
Yeah,
Good for you.
Outskilled those fuckers.
Did you guys stay in Ann Arbor for that? Not to stay on this, but
Yeah, the camp was
sick.
cool. We were coached by, we had Luongo out there who was obviously the backup.
Roberto Luongo
Or not Luongo. I'm thinking, Jesus, no. Who's the backup for Florida Panthers?
right now.
Gordon Bombay.
Yeah, he went to. It's not Gordon. Fuck off. But it's I can't think of his
I
name.
want Adam.
He used to play at U of M. He was a goalie, and
Tom Brady.
no, and he is a very very good skater. He was one of the camp leaders. He's in the NHL right now as we speak. Look him up.
Oh,
And then
I got it right here.
a bunch
It's,
of U of M just college.
Dave Portnoy.
No,
I got it right here. It's Lee Corso.
nope, nope. I'll know it when you say it. Come on, anyone?
Keep.
No?
Keep
All right.
it going.
Well, basically the camp was camp counselors were U of M. D1.
James Reimer.
No. What?
He plays for the Panthers. I don't know.
Backup.
We're looking for the backup, Drusifer.
Well, he's not.
Just type in goalie from U of M. He's probably the most popular guy in the NHL from U of M who's a goalie.
James Reamer.
James Reimer?
That's what I just said.
No.
Bobby Sagan.
Nope.
Dude, who is the
I'm
current?
going to look it up.
Who is the
because-
current backup for the Florida Panthers?
That's what I'm fucking
He-
typing.
I can
but
tell
it's
you
not.
he was.
how far back?
Maybe-
you going?
maybe- a year
The
ago,
goaltender trickle down effect. As Panthers goaltender Roberto Luongo and James Reimer return to the NHL, like that's all they're listing.
Well, you're yelling.
Shit.
So maybe you're thinking Tampa? Is it Tampa?
No, it was Panthers. No one can
Anywho,
find this? Okay.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's go back to Red Berenson. This is bigger news. Red Berenson won 848 games, fourth in NCAA history.
Give me my phone.
Stephen Campter.
Nope. Give me my phone.
Oh my god.
I'll look it up.
2 national championships. Helped college hockey become a viable route for guys who were looking to actually play pro, but didn't want to skip out on getting an education as well. And I think the NCAA, just as a thing, has become better for guys who want to go pro. Like, it used to be when we were at least coming up that if you wanted to go pro, you were not going to college. Right, like you're just going to the O or one of the junior leagues.
Right.
Now it's becoming more of a viable option to go play D1, and if you tear it up, you could still get looked at to go pro. So
Right, I
it's
agree.
Much
Not
better.
even necessarily D1, you know.
Right.
So.
Yeah. It's
But yeah,
That's a
he
good
definitely
thing.
opened a lot of avenues as far as collegiate hockey goes.
yeah. You find it, Jess, or no?
No, but
Steve
hold on,
Shields, Margie Tuca, or Sean Hunamek,
Tukarask?
Al Montia.
Is it-
Al Montoya.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. Yep.
So-
Almantia?
Yeah. All right. Al Montoya was
should've-
my
we
camp
should've known
leader,
that. Yeah, you're
and
right.
he's fantastic. Oh, he was a fantastic skater. He was way better than a lot of people that I ever thought would be for someone who just played goalie.
Yeah.
And so he was a camp leader. Now we can go back. Sorry, we're off track, but yeah. So Al Montoya. But what do we got? We got Red Berenson. We have. Did you read that one story about the bus incident when they were going to
Yes.
Alaska Fairbanks?
I did.
And he led the way after it basically fell, and they walked a mile to the fucking rink.
Oh, I didn't get that, but
So the bus broke down. They're going to Alaska Fairbanks, and they're going for a morning skate, and they're a mile away from the hockey rink. And the story goes is basically Berenson tells the captain at University of Michigan to like get all their shit, their hockey gear. These boys are basically walking in the snow during a blizzard, which is why the bus broke down. During a blizzard in Alaska. He tells them to grab their fucking hockey gear, and they're going to be walking a mile in a blizzard with their hockey gear to the fucking rink for a morning skate. And basically the best of the story is the captain, who's telling the story, says the guy leading the way is Red Berenson. He's leading the whole
Wow.
trail through the blizzard and just walking to a morning skate just to get the job done. And those 2 games up at Alaska, they won.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less from the guy.
No, right? I
Yeah,
mean, the
he-
guy who was the first from. Did you say that he was the first player from the NCAA to
was
ever
the-
go to the NHL?
He
I
was
did
the
not know
first
that.
Okay, yeah,
player
yeah.
to go from
I know he played for
NCAA
Montreal.
collegiate hockey straight to the NHL.
That's
So
badass.
then he came back. He had a good season, good run in the NHL, and then came back and he basically put a flagstick at U of M where he went. And the best part about that, by the way, when he went to U of M for him as a kid, who was the first guy to go to the NHL from the NCAA, was Frank Selke, where there's an award
Selke,
named after him.
yep.
The guy from because he's from Saskatchewan. He's obviously a very good player, and because obviously when Frank Selke, the fucking Montreal Canadiens manager at the time, tells you do not do this path, you won't make it to the NHL, and he does it anyway, and he still gets in. Just kind of shows his character and his belief and how to I guess and just academics with college,
Yeah.
with hockey, and I don't know. I find it pretty fascinating that because the one thing about hockey is it's hard to know what path it is to go to the NHL. Unlike other sports, it's not as simple as just going to high school, being the star. If you have a star high school hockey player, you're nothing.
You're
big.
nothing,
Yeah,
right.
nothing big.
Yeah.
But if you're a star, I don't know, baseball player in high school or
Yeah.
NBA player, or not NBA, but basketball player,
Yep.
you're pretty big.
Yeah.
Depending on what high school you went to.
You're at least having colleges look at you, but
Yeah.
for hockey, you have to go battle it out in juniors. Probably start in junior B, especially around here. If you're going to Canada, maybe start in junior B, maybe start in junior A, and then maybe if you're lucky, get bumped up to major juniors, and then if you're lucky after that, get looked at by colleges.
It's nuts because there's a whole business behind hockey when you're doing junior A and junior B because those teams are for one, you're not paying for hockey anymore, and hockey is an expensive sport.
Right.
And so those teams who are like junior A, junior B, like the Cherokees around here, they're actually making profit, which is why they exist.
Well, they're still paying. Cherokee guys are still paying. But,
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess a junior, like, let's say USHL
Yep,
or
yep.
NA,
Major junior.
that's when you're not paying for hockey
Right,
anymore
right.
because those teams actually do make money
Yep.
or enough money to just completely just pay for your ice time, which is an expensive bill.
Yep.
Getting
But-
totally off topic. Just
No,
so
no,
you
no.
know.
The topic is with Red Berenson, he believed that we need a single path, just like the NBA, just like MLB, just like MLB is the
Every other major sport.
yeah,
don't think he
where
was-
you just go from. He does. He talked about it in the
Oh,
story how
well, I
he
didn't read
believes
that far.
that you should go to. He wants college and hockey to be combined,
Right.
And how you shouldn't be 15, 16, 17 years old going to the Q, going to the O, making a little bit of cash. But if you
Not
don't go to
really.
college, I
Yeah.
know, right? But if you don't go to college, you're basically
It's a huge gamble.
Yeah.
It's a huge gamble, and you're as a young player, as a kid, you're either
and you
saying
might not understand because you didn't do this route. That's what I'm. But you just don't. You don't get how
I get
tough
it.
it is when you're 16 years old and you do want to make it to the NHL and you're wondering how would I get there? Because in any other sport, if you're the star of your high school and you're just killing it, you're getting scouted.
yeah,
Like the colleges know where to go, and the very fact that colleges are even doing that
right. It's
is
foreign
is
to
a
us.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
But you
n-
just told me that if you were the star, you just said a little bit ago, even if you were the star of the high school team, that doesn't mean shit.
Not in hockey, yes. Right now it doesn't. Red Berenson believes that it should. Red Berenson wanted to be a coach and wanted it to be just like other four sports where basically it's high school, college, then pro. It's nothing else. You don't have the Q anymore. You don't have the OHL. You don't have these other leagues that are making money off these kids who are just taking a gamble.
Yeah.
And the thing with that is the OHL, Q, all these other
Major junior leagues.
Yes.
Yeah.
Juniors, all that. The thing about that is those teams are a business. So sometimes if you want to go, let's say, from junior B to junior A, that junior B team might not want to let their star fucking player go
Yeah.
because that's how they're making money.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
you're not
Yep.
moving up. You're not
Yep.
going up to junior A anymore because they want to keep you down so they can keep people who want to see you.
Yeah.
And so you'll never get noticed by any scouts and you're fucked.
And
that's
if you-
that's
and it-
the difficult part for a kid 16, 17 years in hockey is knowing what path to take. And I wish it would be more streamlined like
Yeah.
any of the major four sports.
Yeah.
Which is why I completely fucking back Red Berenson on this.
For sure. It definitely should be. It's a huge gamble, and you could get stuck in a league that's not even really sanctioned, so certain scouts can't even come look at your fucking team.
I mean, how
know?
it's just so
It's
much
just a
harder.
gamble.
Yeah.
It's really it's hard when you look at it's like a maze trying to make it.
yeah.
It's getting a little bit better around here.
It is, and
with
it's
the
getting better
development-
with the NCAA, obviously. a
well,
lot
yeah.
of
the
after
USA
he made that
development.
move and put that his flagship down, and he just kind of led the way that now, like a third of the NHL players come from like the NCAA,
Yep.
which is nuts.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. In comparison to where it was.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, you had to be a freak in the NCAA to even get fucking looked at, and I mean,
He started the whole thing. That's why I think he should be in the Hall of Fame. To be quite honest, just regular hockey Hall of Fame.
he might be.
Hopefully.
He
Hopefully
might
one
end
day
up-
we will.
He might end up being. I mean, they just
He had good stats.
yeah. He might be.
He's not as a player. He won't be. It'll be as a builder, but.
I think he'll be named Times Magazine's Person of the Year. Honestly,
Sexiest man
Yeah,
alive,
fuck
or whatever the fuck it is.
no, just what I said, Drew.
Man of the year. Person of the year.
Don't know where you were going with that one.
I don't know. I don't know the magazine fucking awards. I'm not a 40-year-old
Well,
woman.
don't try to know. Don't act like you know him.
Another thing about his character is the day after he won the Stanley Cup, he went back to Ann Arbor for his MBA. The very next day after they won the Stanley
Jesus
Cup,
Christ.
he was getting his MBA at Ann Arbor and went back to school.
Wow.
So he played in the NHL and the NBA.
No, okay, shut the fuck up.
What did you say? MBA?
MBA.
MBA, Masters. He's getting his
Oh.
Masters.
in business or
Yes.
whatever. All right. Well, let's move on to. Did we? Okay, two different things. Did you want to talk about the Cronwall hit or the?
Cronwall
Bertuzzo-
hits- The Cronwall hit you can just go into with the game stats.
Okay. Well, be league news then. Do you want to do the
For league-
Ryan Reeves and Tom Wilson?
Just go into one.
Okay. Did you guys see the Ryan Reeves hit on Tom Wilson? We all know who Tom Wilson is, a fucking,
little
a
snake.
power forward from Washington who's a beast. He's always
You
killing
think he's a
dudes.
snake?
No, I just said that because I don't really care for the Caps.
Oh.
But no,
I love Tom
I
Wilson
would say
and
I
I
like
like
him.
Ryan Reeves.
I like them both too. But what's there to talk about?
Well, if you've been sleeping for the last week, Ryan Reeves fucking destroyed Tom Wilson.
I did see
And
that.
Tom Wilson was concussed. He got a conky from it. A lot of people are pissed because he got fucking rocked. And Caps fans are pissed. But then other people are also saying, well, he deserves it because he lays people out all the time. He open ices people all the time. He does that exact same play to other people. And they're like, oh, karma, blah, blah, blah.
Well, it wasn't even an open ice hit. If you watch the video or were watching the game, and you would see that.
Well, I didn't say it wasn't open ice hit. I said that he open ices people.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that Vegas had the puck in the Caps D zone. I want to say, and Reeves laid his first hit on him. Then I could be wrong about the zone, but
How does that? What open ice just means anywhere like not close to the boards.
yeah.
Okay. Was it close to the boards or was it
No,
not?
he hit him open ice.
Okay.
In the Caps D zone, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
but
that's fine.
but then 8 seconds later, they're going up the left side boards. Ovechkin went to lay a hit on Reeves. Reeves shaked it off.
Yeah,
which
I saw
is or shook it off. Excuse my French. Shook it off like it was nothing, and then Tom Wilson came back to hit Reeves again, and Reeves laid him down again.
Got dropped.
And the whistle was blown. And I just think it was a good hit
Yeah.
all around both times by Reeves. There was
Yeah.
no penalty.
I was fine with it.
I'm with you there. I think the main reason why I wanted to bring it up is that I think it would have been. I looked for it. I don't think he did, but I wish Tom Wilson, being who he is, I wish he would have came out and said, "I respect that hit. That's tough hockey."
Yeah.
and that's because he gives those hits all the time. I think it would have been a big man move of him to say, I respect it. That's tough hockey. That's how I want to play. That's how I want to be played against. If you're gonna fucking throw hits, you're gonna take them.
The only thing
So-
about that is when that's a big statement, bigger than you probably think, just because it's more about like NHL and how it should be played or all that stuff. When you do that, for one, you don't want to help the other team. So why, if this guy's about to be suspended, let it happen, right?
Well, they're not in the same conference, so it's not like they're gonna be playing. I mean, they play them twice a year, so I don't. I guess
But
maybe
you're competing against a guy. You're competing against a team, and
yeah, but it also helps his own career because the
but
more
that's
that
a selfish move. Then, like
Yeah.
you're either for the team and you would do whatever it takes to win. Even if you agree with that guy, you might not come out publicly and say that at the time because if that guy gets punished, you don't give a shit because you're trying to win a cup.
You're telling me you agree with Tom, or you?
I'm fine with the Ryan Reeves hit. I'm
okay.
cool with that. Drew's talking about like it would be a big man move for Tom to come out and talk about it and
Yeah.
kind of like say like he respects it.
yeah.
I just don't know. I would like it to happen as well, but I don't know if I would do that if I'm Tom.
Did Wilson say anything? Did he have a
I
post-game
couldn't.
interview?
I couldn't find him saying anything like that.
Then I don't think anything needs to be said. I mean, it's just
Yeah,
It
I
was
mean
just
this
hockey.
is completely hypothetical, but I don't know. how I
Right,
would do it.
but if you are Wilson, you know the kind of like unless he just plays hockey and just doesn't pay attention to anything in his entire life, he knows how many people come after him for these hits. Every single time he lays someone out, like he's the NHL's most wanted right now. Tom Wilson, amongst fans, everyone wants him to get suspended. Everyone wants him to get fucking basically kicked out of the league. He's like your boy.
Don't
Who's
say
that
it.
fucking
Don't say
rat
it.
from Philly a couple years ago? Never mind, doesn't matter.
Wayne Simmons?
No.
say,
They had a real
Wayne
rat. They had a
Simmons
real
is
rat.
cool
Not
shit.
no. Simmons will stand up and fight you.
Hartnell?
No,
No, not.
I like Hartnell, but
It was like not Fabry, but it was something like that.
Oh, it's Radko Gudas.
He's won. He's won like that.
still
But
plays.
Kadri?
the guy that I'm thinking of, literally, I'm almost positive got forced out of the league. Pretty much, like no one would sign him. He got suspended so many times. But anyways, we don't. That's what. That's neither here nor there. I think that Tom Wilson, if he would have said that would have been a pretty sweet move. For people who like that style of play, like myself, I wish more people would do that. And
I like that style of play. I don't think he needs to come out with
I don't
anything.
think he needs to. I think it would be cool. That's
I don't care if he comes out with a statement. It's just hockey. It was a hit. Like,
Yeah.
There's
See, I'm just
there's big
thinking
hits
he
and
wouldn't.
there's big hits and
I don't care about the cool factor. Drew thinks it's cool. You just don't give a shit at all. I just don't think he would actually do it based on being just an actual NHL player. Well, like you might not want to do that movie, even if you expect it, and you would even if you like wanted to, you might not do it just because if that guy gets suspended, that helps you.
I don't know. So we'll move on. You guys want to talk about the Zach Hyman hit on Charlie McAvoy?
yes.
Toronto on Boston. They've had some heated games lately. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but
I did see this hit.
Charlie McAvoy was just coming off of he was just recovering from a concussion himself, and Zach Hyman.
Which he very much deserved because he
What,
plays
the
for
concussion?
Boston. Yeah. I don't like Boston. Never have, never will.
I mean, I don't like
love
any team
Boston.
besides
That's
You
true.
love Boston.
I do.
Oh, you're a big Marchand fan, I bet.
No, I'm not.
Fucking
I'm not
rat.
talking about the hockey team, the city, the people.
The city
Oh.
is sweet. The
Oh
city
yeah,
is sweet.
I mean that's a different story, but I don't like Boston Bruins
That's fine.
Anyway,
I don't like them either.
so the hit,
any given Sunday. I don't like them.
the hit. What do you guys think?
I loved it. I know it was dirty, but I loved it.
I didn't like it at all.
I
I
li-
think it was dirty, but I think it was. I mean, he deserved 2 games. It was too long.
You think the suspension was too long,
No, well,
or it was
actually,
too long?
kind of yes.
too
I
long
think
for
it
them
should be
to
a
make
1-game suspension, just because if you look at it's basically a guy hitting. Let's explain the play. so
Yeah,
the
if you
viewers can
watch the
know.
video or we're watching the game, you see Hyman. He only takes one stride towards McAvoy.
But that wasn't the issue.
I understand the issue. The issue was McAvoy had already dished the puck off, and it was probably a good 3 seconds until Hyman comes up.
Longer.
Okay, 5 to 6 seconds, and Hyman hit him in the face with his shoulder, blindsided.
Yeah.
Which, to me, there's nothing wrong with. To you, there might be, but
It's definitely-
it's
no, I know there's something wrong with it.
6
But
seconds. Yeah, but
It's
I would give it 1 game. It's in that gray area.
I think a 2-game suspension nowadays is just what they throw at. Like,
Yeah,
pretty much
it
anyone.
might just be like the floor.
That's their standard.
they just
yeah.
have cash to burn, just like throw. 2 games
I think it
again.
was really fucking late, and I think it was a kind of a fucking douchey move. I think he should keep his head up the next time they play. Because I mean, if I'm on Boston's team, I'm coming for you, fucking.
Which is what I would do. So the next hit,
Yep.
which got a 1-game suspension, was a guy. The idea is basically a guy gets hit, and they're basically you're on the bench, right? The guy who got suspended right now is on the bench.
Well, let's give them their names just for reference sake. Ryan Lumberg, suspended 1 game for a hit on, for starting a fight with Matt Dumba.
Yes.
And I believe it's because Dumba fucking laid someone out like the play before.
Yeah, basically.
Dumba wrecked someone big time.
And Ryan is on the bench, right? He's on the bench, and Matt Dumba basically is kind of cheap shotting or just hitting your teammates on
Yeah.
the ice or whatever.
It was late in the game.
Yeah, it was. It was 5 minutes left, less than 5. And you get tapped on the shoulder by your coach to go out there and fight, and you do.
Or maybe not. We don't know.
Oh, you can tell. I don't know.
Oh,
about the
you
coach.
can see it in the video?
No, I don't know if the coach actually taps him.
Oh,
or anything
okay.
like that.
But okay, go ahead.
his job is to go out.
Right,
Well,
right.
At least he thinks it was.
Right.
He got out straight out. So they do a line change. It's a legal line change. It's not like he just jumped over the boards and fought this guy after this. It's basically the idea is should it be a penalty because he goes out after a legal line change, goes out, starts a fight with them immediately. He goes out there only to start a fight. That's his intention. And I guess-
Should that be a suspension?
yeah, is it like we're talking about enforcers and how we like them and how they should still exist? Then why is it illegal to send an enforcer on a legal line change? You didn't jump the boards and had too many
Right,
men
right.
and just went out and smoked you.
Yeah.
No, the guy who he just hit and smoked one of your teammates
Yeah.
just came off the ice, and now you go and you
Yep.
start a fight with them.
Yeah.
Why is that a penalty?
I don't think it should be.
Okay, I guess
It's-
that's the whole point I brought this
Yeah,
up. Is
yeah.
should the NHL fine that player?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think
Even if it's the last 5 minutes, because I mean the penalty is based on the last 5 minutes. They don't want enforcers
fighting in the last 5 or
under the
starting.
contract right now under
Right.
the CBA that do not want enforcers 5 minutes left to just throw bows at anyone and ruin their career.
I don't know. I'm kind of torn on that. That's a different sub. Well, I guess it's kind of intertwined. If it weren't for the last 5-minute thing, if he just steps on the ice and immediately fights one, and they try to say that like literally the guy got on the ice and fought him like 2 seconds later, and that's a suspension. Like he had no other reason to. If they're trying to say like he got on the ice with no other intention but fighting,
Which he did.
Yeah, but if that's the reasoning for the suspension, I don't support it. But if the suspension has more to do with the fact that it was the last 5 minutes, then that's a different rule. I don't know if I really support that either. Just
I mean, that's where which I'm cool with it. I'm cool with the whole 5 minutes because I wouldn't want to be in the NHL and just have a bunch of enforcers on other teams starting fights within the last 5 minutes. You're beating the shit out of a team. You know, there's a asshole over there waiting just to beat the fuck out of anyone he can.
yeah.
Just to get the fans like all on his side and all that stuff, and just ruins your career by doing so.
So you don't agree with Lomberg getting off the bench then?
No, I'm fine with him getting off the bench and doing what he did. I'm not cool with it being in the last 5 minutes of a game that you're losing quite considerably, and in that moment you could actually hurt the other dude and ruin his career. Yeah. So I'm cool with fighters coming out just to fight. I'm cool with that during most of the game. But I think it happens a lot when a team is getting beat by a decent amount of goals and they have nothing to lose. So let's send out the fighter and see what he can do.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of torn on it.
Here's my thing about it. He's getting dock pay, right, for this 1 game suspension.
No, you don't give him 1 game suspension. We're moving on.
All right, guys. We'll move on to the Christmas helmets the goalies did.
Yeah, for Detroit Red Wings news.
Right.
Yeah.
Red Wings news. Bernier and Howard had their own custom Christmas helmets made. I saw Bernier's. It's pretty cool. It's got a gingerbread man. You said Howard has like a present type deal?
Yeah. I mean, if you look,
He had a Rudolph,
it's designed as a present, like the bow's on top of his head.
That's
type
cool.
Of thing. Yeah.
and he also had Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer on the...
See, I thought that was on Bernier's. But I'm
No, he just
No,
said
Bernier's
Bernier's
got
was the
gingerbread man and like a reindeer or something.
It's weird. It's like a
I
smile
thought-
on the top
alright,
of his
so,
head.
So Bernier's got the reindeer and the gingerbread.
Yeah.
Howard has got a present.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I must not have seen Howard's then.
Howard said, you don't have the...
Well, it's quite
No, I
possible because
see it.
Bernier played twice this weekend, so.
But there was one of their masks did have
and
a
that's,
Rudolph the
I-
Red-Nosed, which
no,
was
that's-
adorable.
I believe that's Bernier's, and it's on like his right side, like the
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
It's
great.
good.
It doesn't matter. They're both cool. It's a cool tradition that goalies do.
I love
it's
it.
just sweet.
That's one thing if my son plays, he will be a goalie.
Oh my god, you better save up, dude.
It's gonna be expensive.
Fuck.
Super
I
expensive.
already got his first set of pads ordered. Brian's.
Okay.
Vaughn's.
Okay. No, Brian's are cool.
Why don't you like Brian's?
No, I do. I said Brian's are cool.
Any goalies out there that have a problem with this, you can just tweet us.
All right.
Jesse doesn't like Brian's, apparently.
On to the
They're
game
cool.
reviews. First game, Detroit versus Toronto. I don't know if you guys seen it. 5-2 win in overtime.
I did see it, and
It was a
I would
badass
just
game.
like to, it was a badass game. I would, even though we're a Wings podcast, I would just like to point out that first goal by Toronto was just beautifully textbook, tic-tac-toe, Kasperi. What's his name? Kasperi Kaspinen?
I don't know.
Anywho, edit that.
He's like a third liner for them, but he's playing very good.
Yeah, it was tic-tac-toe, and he got the goal, and it was a
Yeah.
good play.
It was a great pass.
And so I applaud Toronto for that one.
I want to give their goalie a shout out, Sparks. I think he lost that game more than we won it. The first 2 goals that we scored, I thought were decently soft. Like, dude, if you look up and you just got scored on and it's fucking Jonathan Erickson scoring from the blue line,
Yeah,
you
that
got
was
a
bad.
problem. You have a serious problem.
And not to mention, it was about 10 seconds later, you have Luke Glendening on a rebound shot.
That was a good goal, but I see your point.
It was a good goal, but, I mean...
I see your point.
It's
It is
Luke
Luke-
Glendening.
Yeah.
But
he
not-
has a
not to-
sneaky wrist shot.
He is, not to bash him, because he is a Michigan alumni. So let's not bash the kid.
Under Red Berenson.
Yeah.
Same with Zach Hyman, the guy we just talked about.
Yep.
And who also plays for Toronto in this game. And by the way, the score is 5-4 in OT, not 5-2. That's a typo.
Oh, okay.
You gotta catch on to those.
Catch on to the time.
You got to
Drew
watch
just-
the games.
Well, Drew just reads it, and he doesn't even pay attention to what he's saying.
Yeah, I know.
I'm trying to read. That's the problem there.
You can't. You
I'm
don't-
just trying to read.
Drew doesn't comprehend as he's reading. He just read like.
Did you not watch the
Next
game, Dustin?
week, Jesse, you should just write like random things and see if
You could. Like Ron Burgundy. Like,
I should.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. When he said
Good-
5-2, I'm like, what? I
good
wrote
night,
5-2, and it's like,
Seattle.
that's clearly a typo. Like, and OT as well. Like, it just made OT, and it's only 5-2. How is that even possible?
That's true.
They scored 3 goals in
That's
overtime.
not good. That's really
Shit,
bad.
they made it.
Everyone listened to that was like, well, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Also, I just like to point out,
That's
Jesse.
it's on me, but it's also on Drew.
Yeah.
You know, it's on both.
I just like
It's
to point
definitely
out,
on Kevin as well.
yeah, it's always on
Especially,
me.
you want to read the stats instead of going straight to your opinion about some stupid like tic-tac-toe play, you know?
That was a part of the stats.
There's like a structure here. We got to keep it. Anything? No?
what?
Read the stats.
Me?
Or I
no,
will.
I'm pointing to Kevin because Kevin's got his chew can on my couch.
Big deal.
Oh, it's
it's
spitter.
It's
fucking
a big.
spill
It's a
proof.
big. No, it's a big deal because
And
I don't
oh my
trust
God,
you.
Jesus Christ!
For the
Anywho,
listeners,
I just
Kevin
wanted to
put his spitter on top of Craven's couch, and it
Disrespectful.
is a nice couch. It is disrespectful.
I'm so
Why
sorry.
don't you sit on the bottle?
Jesus Christ! I already do.
Put up your butt.
All right, Kevin, read the stats.
I wanted to read the stats, but you guys got me all bumfuzzled. I wanted to just point out that the way you have stats set up, you could read that as detour. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. But when it's just Detroit and then Toronto.
Whatever, dude.
Jesus
I
Christ.
guess my opinion is just poop now.
Read the stats.
All right, so Detroit versus Toronto,
It's not
5-2.
even it's deader.
It would be detour.
No, wait.
Okay. Anywho, Detroit versus Toronto. Detroit came out with the win, 5-4 in overtime. We obviously won on a Larkin, beautiful shot, 5-hole backhand. Anywho, stats, shots were 32-31. Detroit over Toronto. Detroit had lost
Lost.
to Toronto,
Yeah.
42-59. Suck me. Power play, Detroit was 0 for 2. Toronto had went 0 for 4. And Detroit out hit Toronto 21-14.
Yeah, it's pretty good. For one, we barely outshot them, but at the same time, we outshot them.
Yeah, we did outshoot them.
Doesn't
you wouldn't
happen often.
You would not expect that against
No.
Toronto.
And
Not at
usually we do win face-off percentage, and we lost. But
Yeah, we got some.
I'm
decent
not too much
face-off.
of a stats guy, to be
We got
honest,
some
but
decent face-off guys.
Just a little surprised. Yeah.
Goals.
Glenn
we
Denning
had-
was one of them.
Yeah.
Sorry. Goals, like we had said earlier, Jonathan Erickson had a clap bomb from the top of the circle, a.k.a. the blue line.
Yeah, the blue line.
Followed by
Well, we can do that. Go on. You know, my bad.
Glendenning, Nyquist, and Mike Green.
And
Yep.
Larkin.
Yep.
and Larkin with the OT winner.
Yep. Game-winning goal. He has 3 game-winning goals already this year.
Yes.
That's pretty sick.
And he's on track to beat the NHL record
For game-winning goals.
in overtime, yes.
That's pretty amazing.
He's tied with 3 other Red Wings right now.
Is he?
Yes.
He's
Steve Yzerman is one. I think Brendan Shanahan was one.
Mm-hmm.
And there was, I want to say Todd Lindsay. I could be wrong.
What's the record?
I think it's 5 overtime game-winning
Doesn't
goals
seem
in
that
a
cool.
season. Doesn't seem
Seems
that.
kind of fluky. Like you just happen to score your goal in overtime.
Well, that and the fact that your team even got to overtime. If
Now-
you're a good
Right,
team, you're
exactly,
going to be
yeah.
winning. Yeah,
It
it's-
just seems
it's
luck.
not the best accomplishment, but it's cool.
Nowadays, though, it is good because overtime is so common.
Yes.
Back in those days, it probably
Right,
was not.
which means that it's going to happen more.
Right. No, yeah.
But I think what Drew's saying is
It's
that
good to have that, but it's
it's good to have that, but also the reason the league did this, the 3-on-3, is to take away from they want to see less shootouts.
right.
So that's why
that
they-
means more people are going to have
Yep.
game-winning
Yeah,
goals
I
in
understand
overtime.
that.
Yeah, for
know?
sure. For sure.
No, I'm on Craven
but
for
it,
this
but it
one.
is it's a weapon to have someone who's that clutch.
No, that doesn't mean
He's
he's
not
clutch.
clutch.
That just means he's just getting him more because he has more opportunities.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
partially.
And on top of that, he's not clutch because one of my opinions, which I read under opinion, and not goals, you know. But Larkin's breakaway, which I said the last couple podcasts, which he's done time and time
This
and
was a different
time
move.
again. No, it was not.
No, it was not. He did the leg
Yeah,
fake.
but
Yeah.
he did it opposite.
No, he didn't.
did it
What do you mean?
op-
He's the same
He
hand he
usually-
was. He didn't go
usually-
right hand. He's a lefty. He faked the shot, which he's always done, and then he goes to his backhand. And that's all it is. That's the only move he does. Is that move?
Well, he didn't
The,
just-
the only difference that he did here was it didn't go for one. Well, he's done it 3 times. One of them went backhand, went top blocker. This one was 5-hole.
That's the difference.
That's where he
That's
shot.
a huge difference.
Where I guess where his backhand shot, yeah, but it's the
Yeah.
same exact move. And I can tell you, if he keeps doing it over and over again, like I said in the past, NHL goalies going to catch on to
Well,
it.
what is he at right now this season? That's
He's 2-1 with it,
so
but
he's
I
66% with it.
it's only
That's
3
pretty good.
times. But if I
it's a
called
small
it, I could
sample.
I can tell when a guy's not thinking on his feet and it's all like programmed, and that's why I kind of called it the last even.
Well, I don't know if he's not
all
thinking on his
programmed.
feet because in the other, you already just said that in the other shots he shot in different areas. So I mean, if he's
But
already,
the whole move is programmed. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
The end result, the very shot, like
Yeah.
if he's going, but he's only got 2 places to go. Then he's got his backhand, which would be
Yeah.
basically your left side as a goalie.
Right.
It's going there or your 5-hole. That's about it. Unless
Yeah.
he's gonna
I
pull
mean-
like a Pavel Datsyuk who can flip it over you
Mm-hmm.
and do something amazing like that, which won't ever happen.
So you-
Larkin, but
Well, it sounds like you don't think Larkin could go.
I'm saying if he does his move again and again and again, which I believe he is, because that's his ideas.
That's his
too simple.
mentality.
He needs to change it up. That's what I'm saying. Otherwise, he's gonna get the shit stopped real quick. People are gonna notice it. I noticed it immediately. You can tell on a breakaway when a guy isn't in it. He's
Isn't
just like
creating.
He's just going. He's just going with his routine
Yeah,
that he's
he's-
been doing this whole time.
he's not creating. That's just his thing.
It's because.
But you also have to think about it's not like a penalty shot. I mean, you have to think he's probably thinking he's got a trailer,
Yeah.
like a defenseman coming back.
Yeah, no,
So-
he did at the moment. So,
Yeah.
yeah, no, he knows that. But you knew he had enough space he could do any real move he wanted to at that time, almost any move.
But
And-
you're arguing that he failed 2 times this year?
No, once. He's only failed once. I'm making a prediction basically.
He's
that if he
66%
keeps doing
successful with this move that Jesse is saying.
if he keeps
That if he
doing this,
continuously does it, goalies are going to catch on
Yeah.
and ultimately be unsuccessful.
and I can also tell it's programmed. He's not looking at the net. He's like, what do I do in practice? This is my move. My move.
Right.
And he does the same move over and over and over again, and everyone's gonna realize that's his move.
All right, but
Well, at
I
that point he'll have to adjust. But
Yeah.
if he keeps going at this rate, I'm all for it. I mean, he's two
But-
for 3 is pretty goddamn good.
That's
yeah,
not
but
bad.
also just to add on, Jesse, like he could come down on a breakaway and do his little leg fake. He could fake going backhand and then go forehand.
No, that's a good idea.
Adjustment,
The-
yeah.
is to basically lead the way, right? Goalies
Right, but-
finally catch on, and you're like, I'm gonna make one little transition, and
Yep.
it's gonna fake him out again.
Yep.
You put 2 fakes instead of 1,
Right.
which is good. But I don't know if he's doing that, and the only reason I'm calling it out is because if you notice and you're carefully watching the game, it's the same exact move. Mm-hmm. Same exact move every time. You know what he's doing. You don't really have to think. As a goalie, just go to your left side, keep your 5-0 shut. It's gonna hit you.
Right.
I do want to say I disagree a little bit on it being the exact same move just because he's picking different spots. I think that move to fake the shot and go 5-hole at any point in time is a pretty ballsy move.
A lot of
to
people
me.
do that move. I get it, but it's
No,
the
it is.
same
Yeah.
move
But
he's
you have
doing.
to perfectly pick the time where you actually release the puck to where the goalie just started moving to where it's open.
Yeah, he's picking at the end. I already conceded this point. He's
Yeah.
picking the end point. He's watching the goalie.
It's a ballsy
But
it's a
but
ballsy move.
his
'Cause you look
physical
pretty
actions
fucking dumb
are
if you
programmed
do it at the wrong time.
And if you become a smart, if you start watching it, and which I don't know how much. I'm sure a lot of NHL goalies do watch a lot of breakaways from other people. Probably not Larkin because they're probably not that scared of him because he's not the star player in the NHL.
Yeah.
But
maybe not.
so they probably don't notice it. Also, he's only done it 3
I
times.
bet you. I kind of bet you the goalie coaches might run them through film when they're
Oh, I'm
coming
sure
up
that- I
playing
know they
another
do.
team.
Yeah, you know
and
they
they're
do.
like, this guy gets like 4 breakaways, or
Which is why
this
I'm
guy
saying
gets
if
2
he keeps
breakaways.
doing
and-
that move, it's
Yeah.
you're gonna watch some goalies. They're not gonna bite at all with his head fake. For one, his head fake isn't even good,
But then you also have to think about
which I
what-
made in the last.
You also have to think about then go back and wonder if Blashill doesn't take Larkin aside or the team aside and just show them what they do on breakaways or set plays.
No,
What do they
I
do
don't
and
think you
don't
want to
score?
get too. I mean, the guy is 2 for 3.
Yeah.
Like, don't get too far into it. If he scores, good. Let him keep doing it.
Yeah.
You're not gonna stop it. You're not gonna tell him, hey, you've been doing this for 3 times now. We need to change it up. Like,
Yeah,
Don't go too mentally involved with the guys.
Scoring.
Yeah, and
It's
you
working.
don't want to play mental games with your players. I wouldn't do that as a
No.
coach, but as a player or as a fan, I'm trying to just basically predict if I put a red or black on whether or not he scores. Probably in the next, if he has 5 more breakaways and he's doing that, I don't know. He just got to change it up.
Right.
Well, that's
Just-
what that's what I
just
said.
notice
That's
it
what I
next time.
said.
I'm just trying to let the viewers notice. Next time you watch that breakaway, it's the same move. It's a head fake, which isn't good. It's not a good even foot kick for one. It doesn't look like he's gonna shoot at all.
No,
he doesn't make it good.
I agree with what you're saying, but you also have to think Larkin. I feel like you're trying to compare him to Pavel Datsyuk. Larkin
No,
does
no,
not
I'm
have
not.
that. Not
He's
Larkin,
not even close, so I
Larkin
wouldn't
doesn't
compare
have
him
the
at all.
hands. So Larkin, I mean,
I'm not totally against it, but you're
No,
an
no.
NHL player.
I understand that,
Don't
but
be so. Dude, Oshie has a program move. When he went to the Olympics and he basically beat Russia for us.
Yeah.
And he won 6 times.
Yeah, it was amazing.
7 times in a row.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Every move he made, there was a variation of it. The shot, it was a fake shot. He went backhand with a fake backhand. There was 5, 6 different variations of where he was going to go.
Of the
same physical action, same exact move. He did it over and over, but the end product was good. This, if you're only on your backhand, you need to be on your forehand for one on the end product. I think if you're going to do a program move like Oshie does. Oshie has a program move, but it works.
right. But you also have to think.
There's so many different things you can do off that thing.
You also have to take into consideration. All right, Larkin's a left-handed shooter. Most of these goaltenders are left-handed gloves, so Larkin's not going to be able to go left side, top shelf or left side at all. Really,
You're
realistically.
right, but maybe before you go to your backhand, you do something else in just one head fake and a fake shot. You know what you do? If you want to make his move good, you shoot on that fucking fake shot. You make goalies actually think you're going to shoot by shooting.
Every once in a while.
Yeah.
Every once in a while.
Once in a while, you start shooting.
Yeah, you
and then
let-
once
you
in a
let the
while,
league
instead
know.
of that backhand and just going straight to it, you fake the backhand.
All right,
You keep
so-
going. you
so-
add on to it.
so
but
is-
if he doesn't add on to it, goalies aren't going to worry about it.
So
at
is
all.
Larkin? So in your opinion, do you think Larkin's a good enough shooter or player to make a shot on his forehand?
I don't
If he
think his
fake- if
shot
he
is a
doesn't like-
strong point, but you're not gonna get goalies to bite on a fake shot if you're not gonna shoot.
So let me ask you. So Larkin comes down, he does his leg fake. The goalie's not going to drop immediately. If they've
I'm
studied
making
film,
right now, he needs to do the same move, probably the next 3 or 4 times because no goalie out there is thinking the way I'm thinking right now. None of them are because they're not watching Detroit hockey as closely as I am.
right?
So just do the same move, score a couple times. But if he keeps doing it over and over again, they're going to catch on, and he's got to eventually shoot. Even if he's a bad shot, shoot the
Well,
puck.
I think I'll say this and then we'll move on, is that right now he's done it 3 times. He scored twice.
Yep.
If you notice throughout the rest of the season that he does it a total of 10 times and the fraction is less than 50%, then it's a failure. If it's more, it's a win for him.
I wouldn't say it's even a failure if it's less than 50, but we can move on. But
Yeah.
I just wanted to point out for the people who are listening that
It's a trend. It's
yeah.
something that he
just something to notice next time he gets on the break with.
Yeah.
Don't. I kind of just want to predict it, so you know what to look for, because he's going to do a fake move straight to backhand. And I've been right, because he's done that since I told him. I could just tell when a guy's programmed, and he was programmed, and he's programmed now. And that's not good always, unless you're Oshie, where you can have variations to it.
Yeah. Okay, we'll push on to the game against the Islanders.
I was not happy with the outcome of this game, by the way.
No.
No one was. You
Who
want
would be?
You want to go into stats?
I would like to go into stats. Detroit lost this game 3-2, which we had the lead for most of the game, a good portion.
We blew both leads.
Yes.
So go ahead. The last game and this game. Go ahead.
Yes. So stats were for this game, Islanders had 19 shots. Detroit had 25. So we outshot the Islanders, so that was pretty good. Face-offs, Islanders out. I don't know.
Islanders beat us 53-47. Islanders was 1-4 on power plays. We were 0 for 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Islanders out-hit us 24-23.
Yes.
Goals were Abdicator and Cronwall. I'm going to go straight into our opinions. Cronwall got his first goal in 32 games. Sorry, I was screaming there. With Abdicator screening on that goal, so that's good. But it's not good that Cronwall hasn't scored a goal in fucking 32 games. That's not very good.
No, it's not. But also, just to tag on to that, Cronwall did have one of his infamous Cronwall hits
Yep.
on Anders Lee, a star player for the Islanders.
Yep.
Anders Lee was coming into the defensive zone of Detroit. Had his head down. He was up against the right side boards, and Cronwall just lit him up.
Yeah.
And
Cronwall's like signature hit is very like
it's cliche.
No, it's disguised. If you ever see him do these type of, it's always a question. Like the actual way he does it, it's a question mark. So what I mean by that is
Hitting someone with your back.
Not so much your back, more so your side.
not as bad, but he does so. He'll back. I'm saying the shape of how he does like
He
this
does like
little
a-
hit is always in the shape of a question mark. I've seen videos on it. He does it time and time. What he'll do is he'll basically back up, which is the baseline of the question mark, and then he'll go into the middle of the ice, and then so you think you have more space than you do, and then you're kind of right. He turns his whole back into you,
Yeah.
and he does like a question mark. He basically comes back,
Yeah.
and that's when you just get smoked.
Yeah. Yeah, so what you're saying is that he...
The shape of his
skates-
hit
he
is
skates-
always it's a little weird because if you're gonna be like a normal D, you're just backing up straight, and then you're coming up shoulder to shoulder hit, right?
Yep.
And he's not like that. He'll give you more space.
Yeah.
And then it's a
So
disguise.
as a
You think-
skater, you put your head down thinking, okay, I'm going to pick up speed.
Yeah.
And then 1
just
second later,
closes it.
you just ate both his ass cheeks.
basically.
And you're fucked.
Just blindsided him.
Yeah. You know what, though? Besides the fact that was a great hit, I do want to say that Anders Lee came out, circling back to that Tom Wilson thing, Anders Lee came out and said, I don't think I'm misquoting him, but he said, that was a good hit. I had my head down. So that's a big man move, taking the onus on himself, not saying, that was a cheap hit or I don't know what the refs were doing or whatever. But he took the onus and was like, I had my head down. I got my fucking clock cleaned. That's hockey. So big respect out to fucking Anders Lee for being a man about it.
I guess here's a question. So if you're Anders Lee's teammate, right? Mm-hmm. And let's say there's a bit of some NHL hype around this hit, and Cronwall might get suspended. There's like rumors about it, right? You don't know. You're just a teammate. Do you want your teammate to say that like in public, which was that's a clean hit, or do you want him to shut the hell up so Cronwall can get a suspension?
I think maybe what you're missing out on is that some of these guys are probably trying to support keeping toughness in hockey just like us fans are.
I'm not missing out on it. I get that part.
Well, I think the amount of the effect of our guy getting suspended versus the Islander season is very, very small, and it's almost immeasurable, especially because it's Cronwall and
can't
not like
quantify it.
Dylan Larkin. Yeah, you have no... A teammate's not going to say... Or think to him, I don't think a teammate's going to think to himself, why did you say that, man? If you didn't say that, he could have gotten suspended. And when we play them in 3 months, it's going to matter. Like, if it's a divisional rivalry, I could see maybe saying a teammate thinking, hey, we hate those guys. Don't ever support them. But I don't think any of them are dumb enough to think that that's actually going to affect their season. Like, the fuck does it matter to the Islanders if Cronwall gets suspended or not?
I don't think they are either, and I get that, but I guess my point in all this is I bet the teams or I guess my idea is coaches will try to tell these players not to like speak in public about any of that shit. Don't like, we're competitive. Don't protect another guy on another team.
Yeah. Again, though, I would like to imagine that some of these guys really want to kill. They really don't want the toughness in hockey to be killed. So they're trying. I would hope that some of them are trying to support these kind of hits and this kind of play. because some of them are. This is their style of play. This is how they collect their fucking money too. Not Anders Lee, but there's people out there that they need fucking jobs too. Like Tom Wilson and Ryan Reeves, those guys need jobs too. They need to get paid too.
Yeah,
right.
What they can,
and that's how they make their money
might
by
not
playing
be
hockey
NHL
that way.
players though.
I think in the future, you're right. I think it will. I think
I don't think
ball's
so.
already-
I think hockey has gone as soft as it will ever get.
I hope so. I really hope.
I don't think it's
I
going to
really
go
hope
any
so.
softer than this. And to be honest, I'm cool with this. It's not as probably fun to watch as a fan, but I get it. So
I get it to an extent, but I
get it for the
I
players.
do miss
A lot of people think like the players don't want this. A lot of them do.
some of them. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we're sacrificing them. It's the same. It's like gladiators. It's the idea fans want to watch people die. The gladiators don't want to die.
Yeah.
And it's the same idea.
Yeah,
Same idea.
but it is important to point out that there are some people in the league that they don't want to die, but they enjoy that style of play, just like me and you enjoyed
Yeah,
playing.
you're right. You're right.
They want to play tough hockey. They like fucking wrecking people. They like fighting.
Yeah.
They like that shit. There are some guys who
That's
the
part of
reason why
hockey and how
love
they grew
hockey.
up, and yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's how
And
we
completely
kinda-
agree. Which I believe fighting should be in the game for that very reason.
Right.
I'm basically fine with where hockey is right now. I get why it's there, but fighting's still here, which is cool. 'Cause any other sport, you can't do that.
Yeah,
It's-
especially on Saturday nights, dude. They're fucking banging it out every Saturday
Which
now.
is like I'm
great.
I just wish the refs would get the fuck out of the way. Which is
Yeah, get the linesman, get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah.
Let them
But
throw.
you know they're told by the NHL to get in there to
Yeah.
do it, but I just want them like, you know what? I'm just gonna step back.
And see, from the fan aspect, because you two obviously played hockey growing up and everything, but just from the fan aspect, I just don't agree with taking fighting or hitting out of the league.
I
I'm
agree.
not taking any of that out of the league.
No, I understand, but I mean, minimizing it, I just don't agree with it. I just think it's been a part of the sport. It's been around since it's been around, and
Well, they're only minimizing it to keep players safe and alive, so I'm cool with that.
I mean,
I'm cool with not having guys get the fuck beat out of them
Right,
just
but-
for the fans. I'm
but
cool
you
with it.
kind of have to look at it.
I'm not a savage. I'm not a you're coming from like the barbaric standpoint of like a fan. Like I'm cool with any fight. I'm a tough guy, even though you're the fan and not the player. You're not the one who's actually got to deal with the fight. You're not the one doing coke like Darren McCarty was
Okay.
before the game, just so he can be numb, so he can fight for the fans. And now he's bankrupt.
I'm not
Even though I
saying.
love Darren
I'm not
McCarty.
saying
He
to just
sacrifice
I'm not
himself for
saying to
fucking-
fight or hit just for the fans. I'm just saying like. I think hockey's gotten to the point where it's more so just about speed, agility, and goal scoring. Because if you
It
look,
has to win.
and which is
Right.
where I think Drew and me agree. Like most fans, grew up with hard hitting, gritty, dirty hockey, and now you're just getting finesse goal scoring, and it's high scoring games. And I don't watch hockey to watch a fucking 7-2 score.
Yeah,
That's
I
like
don't-
that's
I
like
don't,
a.
I don't either.
That's just ridiculous to me. I want a close hockey game. I want tough.
I want emotion. I want to come.
Yes.
I want to. I don't need a game every single game
Oh,
for
these
there to be a
fans are really
scrap.
crying out here.
Nobody's crying. I'm just.
Sounds like it.
I'm just.
See, I'm full of shit too though, because I'm gonna watch it no matter what.
Yeah,
But I
same with me.
do miss the old days
So
for
do
sure. And I think if this is as soft as hockey gets, I'm not that mad.
Neither am I. I'm
But
cool with it.
I disagree with you in the fact that I think that they're going to go further. I hope that they don't, but I suspect that they are
See,
trying to.
How
right
would
now.
they go further? What do you mean? Are they going to take
with
fighting
these,
out?
with these suspensions?
Probably.
With
you
these,
think they're going to take fighting out?
yeah.
Yeah.
I could definitely see that.
The NFL's gotten so much softer in like this,
Yeah.
the same span, and the NFL is obviously ahead of them, and they're like the NHL is going to catch up.
I agree with
the
Craven.
NFL is not ahead of us.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
Are you look at
When has the NFL had fighting ever in their history?
We're not talking about fighting. We're talking about
which is why fighting is going to stay.
I
in
think
hockey.
Craven.
I'm saying as far
Craven
as
went
how much
further
they've
on in
changed the
being
game,
soft.
Like as far as
They
they've
have gone
changed
up
the game.
really soft. I agree, but they
That's
have a
what
whole
he was
different
saying.
history.
That's what he
they've
was
gone.
saying.
it's not.
You're
They've
right.
been changing the
They're
game.
the leaders in concussions and changing
Yes.
the rules based on
That's what you're
all
saying,
the
right,
scientific-
Josh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which he's right.
Yeah.
But hockey's not going to follow suit.
They kind of already are.
Yeah,
They,
they're
they
gonna have
literally
to.
are.
What
That's what these
have
suspensions and these fines
fighting
are. That's what's
allowed.
happening.
You don't get kicked out of the goddamn game. You get a
Right now,
5-minute major, and you come back on the ice. If
Right
you're getting
now.
a fight in the NFL, you're like suspended for I wouldn't.
They're
what,
not talking
couple
about
games?
just fighting though. I'm saying
Yeah.
like, just as them going soft. Like they're not gonna. They're soon. They're probably just not gonna allow hits. Like
as far as like
certain hits.
You
like,
really think so? No, I don't.
Or
you guys
not-
are going
not
too far.
necessarily hits,
I
but
get
I'm
the
saying,
slippery
like-
slope argument, but it's not going that far.
Not
Not for
necessarily
hockey.
hits,
we have a whole
but-
different history with fighting. It's gonna stay.
you have to
It's the
look
same
at-
reason fighting's allowed in the UFC. If fighting is not allowed in sports, period, then the UFC is done.
Well, that's different. 'cause
That's
a
not what
fighting sport.
what Craven's saying.
Well,
I think what
it is.
Craven.
You're saying NHL won't have fighting because they're going to follow suit with the NFL. Well, if every sport is going to follow which NFL is leading in this concussion idea, right? Then UFC is going to not exist.
Craven's not talking about taking out fighting out of the sport. He's talking about, as far as the NFL goes, which I understand exactly what he's saying. He's talking about all these new rules that they come out with about
Targeting. Yeah.
hitting above the or crown to crown,
Anything
hitting
above the helmet,
hitting the
anything
QB.
above your neck is a penalty. Like
Right.
Like, do you understand?
They've already done that in hockey, though. They've done the same thing.
right, and I'm just
Yeah,
saying. Like,
So
they're
it's
gonna
not going any
continue.
further. I don't how.
But it's you said like it's not going to get. It can't get any softer. And I mean, it definitely can. It probably like NFL's
going
not
to.
This
I
isn't
think
going
it's
to be
going
South
to.
Park where people are fighting with balloons. I don't think it's going that far. I know South Park made it's funny.
But
Loved it,
like
but it's
the
not going that
NFL,
far.
you would say like 3 or 4 years ago, the NFL can't get any softer, and it's already like getting more.
I
and
never
more.
thought it. I never said that at all.
Well,
I
a
would
lot
have
of people-
said
a lot of
NFL.
Do you
could
watch
get
the
softer.
NFL? Well,
Yeah.
I guess you do.
Yeah, I do.
Don't you?
I play
Yeah.
fantasy. Yeah,
See, like I don't agree with the whole rule on.
I'm
like-
fine with all the rules in NFL as well. To be honest, I get it.
See,
I
I
also
don't-
get where we are. I just don't think it's gonna get any softer.
I don't like it.
think the concern is as valid as you guys are arguing about it right now. You guys think it's gonna be some fairy like football. It's
Soccer.
not.
It's going to be like soccer.
No, it won't.
Yeah,
Well,
they-
it's already getting to that point because
It can't be.
as a defenseman, your
It
options
changes
are
the
so
nature of the whole game. You will lose
have.
fans.
They
The
have.
NFL has
you think the
changed their
NFL is
nature.
going to risk their business by saying, you know what, we're not going to have helmets anymore. We're not going to have pads. We're going to play flag football.
Yeah.
You think the NFL is going to be cool with that? They're not.
No. I was
And
saying
the
that
fans aren't going to make them.
hockey-
They're private business.
But
hockey's
it's-
already
it's not
changed.
changing. It
They're
won't.
not changing
Yeah,
it for
it
the play.
is.
They're changing it for the youth too. Like because like
Yeah.
parents don't want their kids playing hockey or football. Most like that's why football is changing. Is because parents are saying like go play basketball, go play baseball because
they don't want
I
them
get
to
that.
they know that all
grow
the
up
signs
with
of it now.
conkeys.
I get
Right.
that, but they won't be able to change. I get the youth part of it because hockey's done that too, and I don't necessarily agree with it, but it is what it is. But the NFL, in my prediction, won't go much softer than this because if they do, they lose fans and they lose money and they will
have
be
the NFL.
eventually become bankrupt and they won't even be a thing.
Well, I don't really care about what the NFL does. I just think that the NHL is currently getting softer. They're limiting what defensemen are even able to do in a play. Like they've already taken
You guys talk too broadly. You got to speak specifically.
Well, I will right now if you let
Okay.
me talk.
Go ahead.
They already took away all the stick work, all the poke checks, all the tripping penalties that they've enforced like crazy. You can't touch a guy with your stick, and now they're coming straight after hits. If a guy is
That would be slashing, by the way.
slashing,
if you
hook,
fall on
stick work,
a stick
slashing,
caused it,
hooking,
I'm cool with that
tripping,
penalty.
high sticking, all of it
cool with
has
that.
become such a factor in the game that you might as well just, if a guy's coming down, you might as well just fucking throw your stick in the corner. You can't touch him with your stick anymore. And now if a guy is somewhat in an awkward position when you go to hit him, and his head gets jarred from the hit, even if it's not your primary point of contact nowadays, you still are possibly looking at a suspension, even
right.
And it's their fault.
even if it's their fault, if they got themselves in a bad position nowadays with the internet the way that it is, people just go crazy. If they get that little clip, they watch the 5 seconds, they watch the guy's head, they think, oh, that was bad. They don't watch the whole game.
But you're talking about where it is now. I get that.
Yeah.
You're right. That's
So
where it is now.
what I'm saying is
but
that they
it's
are
not
currently-
going softer. You guys are wrong.
Well,
It can't go softer. It just
well,
can't.
Well,
if
as
you look at
people
that
start
trend
not
over the
doing
last 5 years, or maybe 10 years, it's only going down.
Right.
There's
You're
no,
right.
if you're saying is that they level out right here and this is where we stay, I guess I'm not going to cry every single day, but I just don't think that's very realistic the way that
I mean, your point was every slashing call is a slashing. Every trip call is a trip, right? Every time you touch someone
with your stick or your body.
you're getting a slashing penalty.
With your
right?
stick or your body nowadays, you can't, like me and you were.
You think they're gonna like up the penalties to 5 minutes or game suspension so they cut this whole thing out?
No, I think it's coming to the point where defensemen are so handcuffed. I literally thought about this a couple years ago. I wanted to go.
They are handcuffed, but it won't go any. My point is,
I wanted to go coach a little kids team, and I thought to myself, how can I teach these kids how to play defense? Because I don't know what they're coaching now. If you come down on a 2-on-1, or I'm sorry, even just a 3-on-2, if you have the puck,
You shouldn't coach, you're not that good.
you should just keep your gap, just stay gapped up with the guy, and just let him do whatever he's going to do. And just try to take the passing lane because you can't hit him. You can barely play with your stick. You can't do barely anything unless you perfectly hit the puck while it's on his stick. Otherwise, you can't antagonize a guy. You can't do anything. You can't play defense, essentially.
That's why I could keep getting softer because
Yeah.
the youth, like, sure, there's NHL players that are playing by their old, like how they're used to playing, taking the penalties or whatever.
Right.
But there's going to be youth that's all they know. They know how to play the new soft defense.
Right.
I get that part. Like
So it could
the
get
culture
soft.
of the kids will obviously get to the NHL.
Yep.
And it's going to be maybe less slashing, less tripping,
Less hitting, less anything. As long as you
But
skate
the
hunched
rules
over
aren't
with
gonna
your head out in
change.
front of
the
you.
rules aren't going to change. And to be honest, I disagree
invincible.
with the fact that no coach in the youth, any good coach in the youth right now, is telling their kids to give the guy space. You can still hit in the NHL, bud. Happens all the time. I just read stats.
Yeah, unless it's-
24 to 23 hits.
If you actually watch those games and you want to tell me that there was 24 hits from either team,
They're not big
You're
hits.
high.
They're not the ones that are open ice collisions anymore.
what we call big hits now used to just be hits. Mm-hmm. What they're marking down, they're not hitting. When these
They're hitting, but
when
they're
these
just not
statisticians,
big hits. They're not stuff
They're-
that people drop the jaw for anymore.
no, I'm not even saying that.
They're
Dude.
still hitting.
No, when a D makes a D to D pass in
you
their
bump the dude,
defensive zone
right?
and they rub up against them, they're marking that as a hit. That's not a hit. That is you running out of space and you wanted to make it look like you got a hit
You
because
can
you want
still
that in your
drill
stat
people in the
count.
NHL legally.
Yeah, you
Cromwell
can.
just did it. So
Right. Yeah.
I don't really.
That's a
I get
rare
what you're
case.
saying.
That's a rare case that the NHL didn't suspend them. That was actually in my notes.
They don't suspend every big hit. They only
Right, but
suspend
it's still gonna
illegal hits. And I'm fine with where the rules are right now. And if you want to pick up rule and talk about it, we can. But you're just talking in the broad idea. But I do get the whole culture of the kids. That is going to be a
changing.
thing.
They're
You're right.
changing the whole
those,
sport
Those kids
in
probably,
front of
if their
us.
coach, the way you want to coach them, I guess, they're going to be super soft. They're going to be, you know what? I'll back up a little bit more, give the guy a little space. Maybe
If you don't
like,
want
put
to
my
end up,
stick on
if
him
you
every
don't want
now
to
and
end up
then.
shorthanded, that's how you have to coach. If you
I
don't want to
I
end up
don't
with a
think so at
penalty,
all. I
you
disagree
have to
with
tell your defenseman stay just outside of a stick length so that he can't just zoom past you. But yeah, I don't know. Just coaching nowadays would be a fucking nightmare.
Okay. All right.
All right. Well, this week we've decided to switch it from one-timers to face-offs because we've decided that most of the time we're not really doing one-timers. We are doing face-offs where it's just a full-on argument. It's not just a
battle.
one-touch topic that we cover. So we are going to do a face-off, and I think from here on out, that's what we'll call the end of the episode, the off-topic subject. This week we're doing a Mount Rushmore, and it will be childhood video games / just video games in general, your favorites, and you pick. Each one of us will pick 4, and at the end once we release the episode, we'll take a Twitter poll, and the listeners can vote to see which combo they like the best. This week we will start with Kevin, the fucking rat.
Can I just say
So-
that took Drew way too long?
And
to
he
answer.
messed up because it was definitely it was supposed to start with me, but
I thought you said it was supposed to. Whatever. I thought you said it was supposed to start with Kevin.
It's Kevin.
no, we said
Hey, we all agreed on Craven. Jesse, I don't know why. You
Well,
said
either one of you
Craven.
fuck started. I don't give a shit.
Sorry, if Kevin takes mine, then we have to restart.
Okay.
what?
So
I'm on Drew's side with this.
this
You guys are fucked.
this week's category is childhood games / games you grew up playing.
They got that.
Yup.
Okay.
Go on.
Well, I'm gonna go with my first pick, NFL Blitz.
Okay.
That's good.
That is a
Respected.
great game.
Respected.
Yeah, that. Fuck, I didn't even have that on mine.
I had it, but I respect it.
You
big
did
time.
have it?
Oh yeah.
You're
Oh
worthless.
yeah.
That is
Fuck
good.
you.
I'm gonna pick.
Wait. Are we going this way then?
Yeah,
That's how we did last week.
No,
didn't.
we
We went
started.
this way.
We went this way.
we're going my way.
Yeah, we went.
And then we'll go back. We went. No, we didn't. But
True.
it's
We
okay.
went
we
from
did.
we went from
He's
you
wrong,
to
but
Josh
he's
to
right.
Jesse
We
to
can go
me.
with
Wrong, but
Jesse.
it's right.
Yeah, we did the opposite. It's not that confusing.
Can
Dude.
we? All right, I'm going. Mine's gonna be GoldenEye.
I expected that, and I absolutely respected. That's probably one of the best games ever made, if not the best game.
You have Oddjob. You have
At least for
Jaws.
our
If
family.
you don't, and the facility
Well,
complex.
I'm
Oh
asking
my
what
God.
which console?
N64.
Okay,
bud.
I'm just
N64,
clarifying. I
wake the
just wanted to
fuck
know.
up.
I
Don't
know
think
what
it was even
I
for
had
another
GoldenEye. It was for 64. I just wanted to make sure.
Jesus.
Definitely.
You're trying to like
If
question.
you didn't
our-
have GoldenEye, like you basically didn't have the.
You didn't
console.
live.
Yeah,
You did not
we
live.
didn't have it in Nintendo 64.
So anyone that didn't have GoldenEye should just
It's
not
not
be
alive
alive
right now.
No, they weren't alive back then. Is what I'm saying. They missed out on life.
Oh.
What if
Okay.
they're blind?
FOMO.
Should they still be not alive?
They could win with the golden gun.
Jeez. No, we're
Yeah,
not
they
gonna
could.
Get, we're not
If they
gonna
could
get
see.
into
Only one
Not
shot.
gonna, not gonna get into those people right now. But,
How do blind people sleep?
all right. My
Oh my
up.
God.
It's a good question.
I mean, dream.
It's not
but-
funny. Stop.
Yeah, it's stupid.
All right.
That would be harder.
My up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Crash Bandicoot.
Damn.
Oh,
That was a snipe.
that was a bad
I was kinda
game.
worried
Crash
that might go-
Bandicoot. I think you might have been a little bit old for this, even though you're only
Don't
14
even
months
know what
old.
this game is.
Crash Bandicoot.
I've heard of it. I've never played it.
Crash Bandicoot,
good.
a little like
Like a fox or whatever.
yeah,
he
he was
was,
Fox.
or
Yeah,
wolf,
that's what he was. Yeah,
Maybe?
with wow, what was the boss's name?
I don't know.
Nitro or something?
Yeah.
All
something
I
like that.
remember was that stupid fucking
He was so cute.
Indian mask
Wait,
that
do you
followed
know
me
yeah,
that
this,
said,
Kevin?
yeah.
'Cause
Hulamaga,
I- is this a
Hulamaga.
good call? I don't even know what to
Yeah.
think about it.
No,
Crash
it was.
Bandicoot. It was a good game.
It
You've
was not
never-
just one game. It was like it was like
Yeah,
a
it was a
series.
whole. Yeah.
It was like
Still
Mario,
coming
but
up.
it was a fox. Like you jumped up and hit boxes, and
I
you
know
got
the
peaches.
I got the Fox part, but
I'll pull it up while
I'm pretty sure I remember
Drew's
the character.
picking.
I've seen the character. I just never played the game.
Nonetheless, Drew, you're up.
Okay. Jesse's got me a little bit rattled from his pick. I was really hoping to slide past with that.
Yeah.
He took GoldenEye, and Kevin took Blitz. So I will go Gretzky 99.
Yeah. Okay, I remember that.
Ooh, Gretzky 99. I never played that game.
Oh, that's a good game.
Gretzky 99. Yep.
You got 2 picks too.
Oh, 2 picks. Oh, cool.
Yep.
How old
Nice.
were
You
you
sure
in
it's
that?
not Gretzky 97? That was like the big. Okay.
I don't know. The one that we played, I think, was Gretzky 99
How old were you?
8 at that
Okay.
point.
No further questions at this time.
For my second pick, I am again, as last week, playing with games that I actually loved, not just games that I think people will vote for because I'm not
Bad
a whore,
idea.
because I'm not no skank. Okay, I'm telling the truth here. I'm going with Tekken.
Wow.
Never heard of it.
Nothing.
I've heard of it.
It's
We
Mortal
played it.
Kombat, except for with dinosaurs.
It's been a minute, but I remember the name.
But you could have picked that last. Like, if you have any other ones on your list, you should have just picked those.
Yeah.
When
Yeah,
when,
but my other ones are also. I don't think any of you guys are gonna pick them.
when you say
you have to think the listeners want to hear something they've heard, not something that you like.
Everyone
they don't
knows
care about.
No,
your-
no, I'm cool with it, dude.
Tekken
I'm
is
not.
Tekken is huge.
Oh, Tekken's huge.
Tekken's
he,
huge.
When he said Tekken,
show
I
some
thought of it.
respect.
The first thing I thought of was an African American that likes anime. That was the first thing I thought of. Can't
I
make
don't know
that
why,
up
Oh my
but
God.
okay.
because a lot of black people like anime.
Is it?
Oh, okay.
Can't make-
I didn't know that.
You didn't. Oh, I'm telling you what, the anime
That's a
fan base.
stereotype?
No, it's not a stereotype. That's like a
Oh,
fact.
that's a foul.
I promise you. Look
Jesus
at Tyler the
Christ,
Creator.
You're gonna get in trouble.
Tyler the Creator.
All right.
I don't know. Maybe they do.
Stereotypes
Craven?
are facts now.
Racist.
Yep. Hold on.
It's a racist pick.
It's embarrassing. Waiting on the Birdman.
I know. I'm gonna go with Mario Party.
Ooh.
Ew.
Didn't
Party?
Really, didn't
Yeah,
really.
Mario
You could have went
Party.
Mario Kart. That would have been acceptable.
Or Super
You-
Smash
again,
Brothers.
I'm going with my own
Fuck, I need to
my
stop
own
saying
games.
Play.
Okay.
I
already
did.
Oh,
had
so you're
that.
playing from the heart.
Yeah, Mario Party
Alright,
was
I
like
respect
a
it. I
big
respect it.
a big
You're
game.
playing
in
with
my
the
family.
heart. What is this, Lion King?
No.
Kumbaya.
good
I
family
get. I
game.
get where Drew's going with it.
Yeah, I mean, play with what the games you actually played with, and if it happens to be popular, you win.
I thought it was.
But if
gonna
you're
be-
just being a cunt and just playing to win, then you are a cunt.
I'm playing to win.
yeah, play to win.
I'm kidding. Wait. All right. So mine will be. So from the heart. Mine will probably be COD Black Ops 1.
Oh.
Just because they had the zombie mode. And I believe that was the first time they introduced it.
It
Yeah.
was.
And me and my buddy Mason, we spent one time our buddies went out and basically like left us for like 3 hours, went to the bars, whatever. We got to like level 40 in the zombies because me and Mason took it, like, just wanted to see how far it went.
Who'd have guessed?
And then all the drunk fuckers came back. Eric Brown, a kid I know, took my controller and ruined it. But that's from the heart. It's a memory I have with that
Okay.
game. Is that, and I loved zombies and it
I
was cool as
respect
fuck.
it. I respect it.
So you're telling us that you and Mason Zuck stayed at home while Eric Brown
We
and
stayed
Zach
at home
Kruger...
while the boys went out and had
Okay.
partied and had fun just to play some zombies.
Okay,
Yeah.
I dig it. My next pick. I mean, Craven's gonna relate to this one real well. Modern Warfare 2. Me and Craven go way back. We used to scam kids on the 360. We actually got back when Microsoft points were a thing. I don't know if any of you
Oh yeah, I remember
youngins
when you guys were doing that.
Oh.
I remember that.
we got into a glitched lobby, got to 10th Prestige, and we basically scammed the little kids to get free Microsoft points.
You were a fucking
Basically
nerd.
told kids we could. No, they were the nerds. They were trying to cheat the system. so
They were, and
They
we
paid us, and we kicked them out of the party.
Yeah, we were older,
Sounds like
wiser,
things.
and knew a lot more. And then my third pick, I'm gonna go real throwback to SNES, which for those of you that don't know that, it's
Sega
Super
NES.
Nintendo. No, Super Nintendo. Earthworm Jim.
Oh,
I don't think that is.
Yes, Earthworm Jim.
SNES.
Yeah.
The Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
We had that for a short time before we got in 64, but I do
Yes.
remember Earthworm Jim big time.
Yes, and there was also
fun.
games. I'm gonna go off record here, so nobody takes these. There was also games such as Pitfall, Roadrunner, The Lion King.
Lion King, yeah.
What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
what are you doing right now?
I just went off record, so you can't take
Nintendo.
those.
Oh, off record.
Jess.
I didn't hear that.
Which
part.
Craven, you looked at me kind of funny when I said SNES. It's Super Nintendo
You
Entertainment
were right.
System.
I didn't know
Right.
that either.
I was right.
I didn't know
I
that
just-
either.
I did own the system.
Okay.
Anyway, Jesse.
Hold on. My third pick is from a childhood memory on the computer, which I never played computer games.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I know what you're doing.
Not
Go.
mine.
I'm going Backyard Sports.
Oh.
Just
Oh.
Oh, that's such a classic.
I didn't know. I did not call that.
Pablo Sanchez, the
Yes.
little dude.
Yeah.
Backyard baseball?
Fucking good at everything. You got Ricky, the tall dude, who's good at basketball. I honestly
Dimitri?
just thought of that.
Dimitri.
And I was like, what game did I
fat
play?
kid?
Oh, such
Dude,
a good game. You
yeah.
had like little Michelle Wee or that little Asian bitch.
You had like little tricks that you could do, like in football, like the hat thing. I forget what that was even
Yes.
called.
No, that's a good call.
Yeah.
I did play backyard baseball.
Oh yeah.
Backyard Sports was a computer.
The
classic
only
for
game
me.
that sucked out of that was backyard hockey.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I
just
agree.
sucked dick.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
All the rest of it was good.
Yeah.
I played backyard football forever.
Kind of like this
I played
podcast.
this.
All right. Craig.
I'm gonna go with computer game too.
Okay.
While you guys were playing sports and games, I was building tycoons,
I knew it. I
roller
knew it.
coaster tycoons.
Oh, that's a good game.
I knew it.
That's a good
Damn,
call.
I didn't
God,
even
I
think
wish
of
I played
that.
that as well. That was a
I
good
wish
game.
that was gonna slide. As soon as you threw a
Nope.
computer game,
That's
I
why
was
you
thinking,
should. That's why I tried to warn you instead of picking
I
whatever
used to play
you're.
that at my grandpa's.
Yeah.
That was the last thing
I
would've
played it the
thought of.
most though. I mean, that's why I'm. Could have been podcast tycoon.
Did you ever play Roller Coaster Tycoon 3?
Yeah.
Or Waterworks?
I played Waterworks. I played
Dude,
Zoo Tycoon.
Zoo Tycoon was a shit.
Dude,
you
Tycoon
could build
was-
a big cage of,
Yeah.
of dinosaurs
And
and then
have
just
them all
take
fight.
one
You
piece
couldn't have
off.
dinosaurs.
No, it was like
Yeah, you could.
No, you
it was,
couldn't.
Yeah, you
It was
could.
It was
awkward.
realistic.
You had Ligers.
It was like
I did
like
it live.
aquarium
I made
stuff, I
it.
believe.
No, you could. You could
couldn't
have.
yeah, you could
could
have that.
dinosaurs.
You couldn't have dinosaurs.
Yeah, I don't
Drew-
think you could.
Drew
But you
probably
can-
thought like
you
the-
can.
I don't know what.
do it now. They
I know
do-
everything. I know
Jurassic
everything,
Park
so.
just released basically a dinosaur tycoon game.
Drew probably
that-
thought an ostrich was like
that
a raptor.
Shroud was playing. The
Well, I
guy
mean,
was
birds
telling
are
me-
dinosaurs, so
Switch, but-
the fuck do you guys know?
Your pick. Your last two, Drew.
My last two. Okay, Blitz is gone. GoldenEye's gone.
Blitz was a good call.
My dad's gone.
I didn't even think about that one.
I don't think this is going to win me any votes, but it is something that I played hardcore, which was 1080 snowboarding. It was the first snowboarding game that I had played, and I played it for
Ooh,
a long time.
That's a lot. That just makes me think of Tony Hawk 2 or
I've
something.
never even heard of that.
Thank you for that. That will be my next pick. Would be the original Tony Hawk,
almost
not
picked
Oh, Tony Hawk is Underground?
Oh, damn
Tony
it.
Hawk legit.
No,
Now I'm
just,
torn.
You can just take it in general.
You should have took that over
Tony
your
Hawk.
snowboard.
Tony Hawk the series.
Yeah, that's
No,
Tony
no,
Hawk
no.
the
You
series.
can't take a whole series.
No,
That's
you
We
not
don't-
fair.
Yeah, you can't take this.
Well, we don't have rules, so I just
No,
did that.
you can't do that.
I'm
I just
making the
did
rule.
that, so
You
that's
have to
what's
pick
happening.
one, but nobody else can pick a different. Like you can't pick. We can't have two Tony
Okay,
Hawks
so just
on here.
one.
You can.
So just
You can.
one.
No, it's
No,
not
I
fun.
think
I will go Tony Hawk Underground because the campaign mode of that was fucking unreal.
What is the underground? I'm trying to think.
The only thing I remember from that game was the one you drop into. You're in like a warehouse.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you
That's
go
the
through
original.
and you get the 5 tracks or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Is that underground?
That's
Yes.
the original. I
Okay.
think.
Yeah. No. Then. Yeah,
The
that's
original
best.
was Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Yeah, I'm
Oh.
fairly
So quit-
certain the warehouse level that you guys
I
are
thought Tony
referring
Hawk
to
2 was
is
like.
the
I guess. Is that
underground.
not underground?
underground.
I don't know.
Underground, you're like a punk out in like New Jersey or some shit. Like it's not in a warehouse when you
You're not
start.
a person.
No,
you're
I
like
didn't
Bob
say
Burnquist
that.
and Tony Hawk. What are you talking about? You're not a punk.
Nobody
Yeah, you
said.
are.
Nobody
in
said.
the campaign mode.
All right. Tony Hawk 2, I believe, is underground. I believe that's what it is.
Either way, that's my
maybe.
pick. Suck on that.
It's the second one, not the first one.
Suck on that. Beat Tony Hawk. Can't.
I just gave you that, by the
Might be
way.
able to. Let me think.
I
Unless
gave
you
him-
picked
actually-
a shitty snowboard one.
I give him that.
It's not a shitty one.
By the
It's not
way,
a shitty
Drew,
one. It's a
the
good
only
pick.
game I could think of when you said that snowboarding was SSX Tricky for Xbox. Which
No, I never played that one.
that's how that song "It's Tree to Rock Around to."
You
That's
think
how
that's where it
that-
came from?
No, but that's like first time I ever heard it. That's how I.
Oh. Well, I heard it off. What was
Here we
it?
go.
What's
I'm
Stifler? What's that movie?
You
Road
probably-
Trip.
Pie?
You probably
Road
heard it off.
Trip.
You probably
Oh
heard,
yeah, Road Trip. Yeah.
you heard
That's
it
the
off
first
Gran
time I heard that
Turismo.
song.
I didn't play
When
Gran
they
Turismo.
go to that
Shitty.
all black fraternity and it's
Whoa,
fucking
Yeah.
popping off. It's good.
African American.
A lot of yeah,
They're
a
black.
lot of
They're
lot-
black. They're not African American. They're not.
lot of
all
black
from-
talk.
What's the difference? What are you trying to say?
My point is not. Okay, let's not get there. Let's go.
I thought.
And
All right.
I'm gonna go with. Speaking of African Americans, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Nice.
that's the transition. Okay,
Nice pick. Nice
that's good.
pick.
It's good. I never
Carl
really,
and
to be
CJ,
honest, that is
start
a
off on a little
game-breaking
bike.
game.
Street.
You?
But I never played it that much. I know you did.
That's because you're not from Grove Street.
Exactly. You from Compton? You played that.
Yeah. Yep.
I just didn't. I don't know.
You just didn't connect with the characters of being ghetto.
It's cool as shit though. Come on, like you can play in the
It was
stock
cool.
market.
Yeah.
Like, the game had like unreal potential. It still does.
Yeah.
But I just never played it that much. I don't know why.
I played every single one.
I know you did.
Religiously.
Yeah, I just didn't. I don't know. I was more into sports and shooting games, I guess.
Well, you could shoot
And-
people in
and-
that game. So deal drugs and
And
Yeah, but
Best
it
of
was,
both
it was
worlds.
like
you kind of did play sports. The first mission, you were riding a bike and like
yeah,
had a.
BMX and
Yeah.
drive-bys. What do you want?
Okay.
I don't know. The shooting part wasn't that fun. Shit. What do I want to? I'm gonna pick another from the heart moment. Right. We'll do. You guys won't spot me on this at all, but I'm gonna pick Battlefield 2. I fucking love that game.
Who
But
would not like that pick?
I don't know if you guys ever played it.
Oh
Too
yeah.
old.
I think I think they had the best version of the FAMAS in that game actually.
Really?
Yeah.
I was
legitimately.
all about you can no scope in that game so goddamn easily. You could kill your own teammates. There was so
Yeah,
many
that was
glitches.
why I liked it.
Like you could. I love games with glitches that once you learn them, you can just troll everyone online about them.
Yeah.
And those are the games that are the most fun for me. And there's so many goddamn glitches you could do in that game. You could be like inside a wall and just shoot the shit. It was awesome. I loved it.
That is a good pick. I liked that video game, but I liked it for the fact that was back when you took video games decently seriously.
Oh, I was about to pick NHL 8 when I was top 100.
Yeah, you
and
were.
like I was, don't want to spend my life on NHL 8.
Yeah.
But Battlefield 2 was a game I used to once again play with a bunch of my buddies, and
Mm-hmm.
the best part about it is you could team kill without them even knowing you team killed them.
Mm-hmm.
You put a mine right next to it, you pistol it, and you kill like your buddy who you're playing with, and they never know who it came from.
Oh, yeah?
And every time they're just like, "What the fuck just happened?" Like, it's,
Well,
it's
I used to get onto your thing because you were the only one who had an
yeah,
online
to change my gamer tag
name.
1,000 times because of you.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to be in a clan.
So for the listeners,
That was good.
I would get onto Jesse's account, and all of his buddies were online, and they took it decently seriously.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't talk, and I would just team kill them over and over and over again, and they'd be fucking screaming through the mic, yelling at Jesse like, "You fucking idiot! You dumb fuck! Stop fucking killing me!"
I'm fine with it.
And I would just murder him over and over. It was great. I didn't even care about video games back then like that. And
No, you were just a real fuckhead.
yeah, pretty much. Kev,
Oh boy.
Last
oh
pick.
man, last pick. Oh well, I had one in mind, but
no one picked Halo yet.
That's on my list.
I have both Halo 2, and Halo Master Chief Collection. But I'm gonna go.
cool.
But I'm glad no one picked it because I feel like that would be like more of a, I don't know.
Pussy move. Not for Kevin though, because he actually played them like a lot.
I still play Halo. I play
Halo's
Halo
good.
5 every
It's
day.
still a good game.
Oh, I still
played
play
that shit ton.
Halo.
I'm gonna go with NHL 2K7 as my final pick.
Awful pick.
What
not
did you
really.
just pick?
NHL 2K7.
Well, that was
played
back.
2K?
That was back in the day when 2K actually was
Were they competing?
competitive. Yeah. Oh yeah, big time with EA.
2K.
It was
2K still runs NBA. Like that's the.
I know that.
Yeah,
but
whatever.
Oh.
They lost it in
'Cause they-
hockey though. Big
They
time.
lost in football too.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
lost
did.
that
I remember
race.
when they had the ESPN with Chris Berman on it.
Yeah.
EA
Oh, that was so
amazing.
great.
But then
Yeah,
I thought, I wish does the NCAA still come out with a game?
No,
No,
they're not allowed to.
they got
I
sued.
kind of wish they. Oh yeah, right. That's what it was.
Stupid.
I would play an NCAA football game.
I used to love NCAA
I would buy that.
football.
I would
games.
play NCAA
Over
over
NFL.
over
all
Madden
day.
any
Yeah,
day. Yeah.
all day.
NHL 2K7 just because there was a song on the soundtrack that I fell in love with and I still know. to
Sing
this
it.
Day.
Is it Red Balloons?
No,
You're obsessed with that song.
it's called "I Hold the Sound" by the Thermals. If anyone cares
No.
or if anybody knows it
How's
that's
it go?
listening.
All right, should we do honorable mentions?
Yeah.
All right, Drew, go on for yours.
Okay. Mortal Kombat. Spyro. Crazy
Ooh,
Taxi.
I had Spyro.
Crazy Taxi is good. I
Yeah,
love
that
that.
too.
Trash game.
And that is it out of anything that I did not pick.
Okay. Yeah, I had Spyro, Mario 64, Galaga.
Galaga's good.
That's like
Arcade
our
game.
dad's age.
But yeah, I
I
was about to
know.
say like
My mom loved it, and I learned it, and
Okay.
I hold the record at a couple places.
What, like in her basement, like where she had her own
No,
arcade
at
game?
bar
I hold the record there.
at bar
1
one-
through 10.
bar
Josh.
145 actually, right?
Do you really?
Yep.
Okay. Well,
at Galaga.
Last time I checked
Okay.
Which
was the night I beat it. So
which
that's all of them.
Justin.
All right. Well, I had Donkey Kong,
Nice.
Mario Kart, PUBG. I still fucking love that game. Halo, obviously, and I just thought of one that I played as a kid, which would be Rampage, with the dinosaurs jump.
Oh,
do
that
the
would have been a
building
pick. That would have been a pick.
Yeah, that was a game I played
that was
a
a
lot
good
too.
game.
So
my honorable mentions,
yeah,
which
maybe
I
Mario in general. But
I'm gonna start off with one that I don't have listed, but just going off of what you said that I don't think you had listed or whatever. I Twisted Metal, Sims,
Mm-hmm.
Pitfall, Pokemon Silver.
Wait, are we talking about Game Boy games?
Games.
Kevin's just nerding out. We
Dude,
we
because if
mostly
we're doing
listed-
Game Boy games, I would have put Pokemon like.
We said video games though. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
That is a video game.
I know. That's
No,
what
it
I'm
is.
saying.
you're
It's
right.
allowed.
You're right. I'm just,
It is. They're just. Really
I just
nerdy.
thought for whatever.
It's not really nerdy.
No, I don't think it was either.
Pokemon was huge.
You guys
growing
didn't
up.
play Pokemon?
Oh,
on
I
Game Boy?
loved Pokemon. on
Didn't
Game
you not
Boy.
have cards?
I should have put that in.
I didn't. I had friends.
That's why I played,
Oh, really?
That's why I watched the TV
You had-
show and put that on my TV show.
Oh.
Did your friends not play Game Boy?
We had a
No,
Game
Your-
Boy.
not
Drew.
your
We-
friends
we
at
played
Imaginary?
Game Boy.
I played Game Boy every time we went to a hockey.
I
rink.
didn't play
I
Game
loved
Boy.
the very fact that we
I
had to
don't
travel
like it.
for hockey. I loved.
I had
play my
money
fucking
growing up,
Game
so
Boy.
I had a Game Boy. I don't know about you, Drew, but whatever.
I didn't want one.
Oh,
We
you
did-
didn't? You didn't
Did-
want
did
one?
you
Or
have
you
a
didn't need one?
Gamecast too?
Sega? No.
Dreamcast.
Gamecast.
Never owned a
Dreamcast.
Sega.
Dreamcast.
I know.
Right?
Yeah.
And GameCube.
Dreamcast.
Oh yeah, GameCube.
It's
You said
it's
Gamecast,
from
though.
Malibu, the movie. When he says
Oh.
Gamecast. I'm too poor to have dream. Okay, no one got that reference.
No,
All right.
nobody did.
Oh,
Malibu's
everyone-
most wanted.
People who listen might. Let's go.
That's
Gamecast.
it.
Those were my
That's
honorable
it,
mentions.
boys. So we'll put that up as a Twitter poll. I think we'll cut the episode. Anything else? Any alibis? No fines this week.
Well, yeah. What was our top four?
What do you mean?
Excuse me?
Don't we pick a top four? Like the
We just
top
did.
Oh, so there's like we just picked 4 games apiece.
Yes.
Right, and we're going to put them on Twitter, and they're
Yeah.
going to have a vote.
Yeah. You picked your top
Jesus.
4.
All right. Well,
Some people make us look bad on this podcast.
all right. We'll cut the episode. We'll see you motherfuckers in a week. See ya. Peace.